If you've ever set a goal and struggled to stick with it, you're not alone. Most people want to change their life, but very few actually do, because they skip the one thing that makes change possible: discipline. It's not enough to dream big or get inspired for a few days. Real progress comes when you show up every day, even when it's boring, uncomfortable, or hard. That's what this audiobook is about. Not hype, not shortcuts, just the truth about what it really takes to build the life you want. In the next chapters, you'll hear how to train your focus, manage your time, build powerful habits, and stay on track even when motivation fades. You'll understand how discipline works, not just in theory but in your actual daily life. These lessons are simple, direct, and built for people who are ready to stop waiting and start doing. So if you're tired of setting goals and never reaching them, if you're done with excuses and ready for change, keep listening. This isn't about being perfect. It's about learning how to stay steady, and when you learn to stay steady, everything starts to change. Chapter 1. Build daily habits that align with your goals. Everything you want to achieve in life starts with what you do every single day. Big dreams, long-term goals, and the future you picture in your mind are all shaped by what you choose to do repeatedly. This is why discipline is not just important, it is the core of everything. Without discipline, your goals will stay dreams. They will never become real. They will never materialize into something you can touch, experience, or be proud of. And discipline, at its core, is simply doing what must be done, even when you don't feel like it. But how do you get to that point? How do you build a disciplined life? You start by building daily habits that align with your goals. Your habits are either moving you forward or holding you back. There's no in-between. Every single thing you do each day, no matter how small it seems, adds up. The time you wake up, what you eat, what you consume with your eyes and ears, how you speak to others, how you talk to yourself, all of it shapes who you are becoming. And if these daily behaviors do not match the kind of life you say you want, then you are living in conflict with your own dreams. That kind of conflict creates stress, confusion, and ultimately regret. You have to start by getting honest. What do you really want? Not just what sounds nice or what others expect of you, but what do you truly want for your life? Do you want strength, peace, wealth, freedom, a sense of meaning and direction? Once you know what you want, the next step is not to chase motivation. It's not to read more, listen more, or get hyped up. The next step is to create daily habits that mirror that goal. If your goal is strength, then your habits should include physical exercise, good sleep, and nourishing food. If your goal is peace, then your habits should include stillness, journaling, and staying away from people or things that disturb your mind. If your goal is wealth, then your habits should include deep work, smart spending, and learning about money. Whatever your goal is, the habits must fit. If they don't, you will always feel like you're running in place. The mistake most people make is thinking that discipline means doing big, hard things all the time. It doesn't. Discipline often starts small. It's about saying yes when it's easier to say no. It's about putting your phone down and picking up your plan. It's about choosing not to argue, choosing not to quit, choosing not to skip. The power of small habits is that they build momentum. One small win leads to another, and the more you repeat the right thing, the more it becomes natural. But it has to be daily. If you only act with discipline once in a while, it won't work. Consistency is what makes discipline strong, and when you show up every day, even in a small way, you are proving to yourself that your word means something. That proof builds self-respect, and self-respect becomes your inner fuel. You might be thinking that it sounds simple, but not easy. That's true. Life is not easy, but life rewards the person who shows up prepared, and discipline prepares you for everything. Discipline trains your body, your mind, and your emotions to handle stress, setbacks, and distractions. If you've ever felt lost, scattered, or stuck, it's likely because your habits have become reactive instead of intentional. You're responding to everything around you instead of acting based on your own values. This is where discipline pulls you back into alignment. Start with just one habit that supports your goal. Wake up at a set time. Plan your day before you start it. Write down 3 things you must get done and do them without excuses. Spend 15 minutes each night reviewing how you did. These things may sound small, but over time they reshape your brain. They make you clearer, more focused, stronger, and once you start seeing progress, even small progress, you'll begin to crave it. You'll want to keep going. That's when the habits start working on you. People often look for motivation first, but the truth is that motivation comes after discipline, not before it. You don't wait to feel ready, you act first, and then you build the feeling of readiness from what you've done. Each time you keep a habit, you reinforce the belief that you are capable, and once you believe you're capable, you're dangerous in a good way. You stop doubting and start doing. Of course, not every day will feel good. Some days you'll feel off, you'll be tired, discouraged or overwhelmed. Those are the days when your habits matter most. Those are the days when discipline is tested. You have to understand that discipline is not about perfection. It's about staying committed, even when it's not convenient. You won't always feel like doing the right thing, but you must do it anyway, because the cost of not doing it is far greater. The cost is time wasted, energy scattered, and progress delayed. You need to build an environment that supports your habits. Don't just rely on willpower. Create systems that make the right choice the easy one. Prepare your meals in advance. Keep your phone out of reach during work. Block out time in your calendar for the things that matter most. Keep your goals visible on a wall, in your notebook or as your phone background. Remind yourself every single day why you're doing what you're doing. That reason must stay close to your heart. If your reason is weak, your habits will crumble under pressure. But if your reason is strong, nothing can stop you. You also need to be patient. Real change takes time. The habits you're building today might not show results tomorrow, but they're laying the foundation. Trust the process. Trust that every step you take is shaping your future, even when it's slow, even when it's hard. You are building a life that reflects who you truly are. A life that isn't ruled by emotions, distractions, or temporary pleasure, but by strength, clarity, and direction. People who lack discipline often live in cycles of regret. They keep making promises to themselves and breaking them. They feel tired, anxious, and scattered, and over time, they stop believing in themselves. Don't let that be your story. Break the cycle. Start keeping the promises you make to yourself, even if they're small at first, even if no one sees it. You'll know, and that inner knowledge is powerful. Think about the future version of you, the person who has already achieved what you want. That person didn't get there by accident. They got there by doing the right things every day, even when no one was watching. They built their life brick by brick through habits that matched their goals. They chose to be different, to act with discipline, to live with purpose. And if they can do it, so can you. You are not stuck. You are not too late. You are not too broken. What you are is capable. What you are is responsible. And what you need is to begin. Not next week. Not after things calm down. Not when you feel ready. Begin now. Choose one goal that truly matters to you. Then choose one habit that supports it. Practice it daily. Track it honestly. Adjust it when needed. And protect it with your full attention. Over time it will grow. It will become part of you. And before you know it, you will look back and realize how far you've come. Your discipline is your freedom. It frees you from chaos. It frees you from regret. It frees you from weakness. Every time you choose to act with discipline, you take back control. You prove to yourself that your life is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. And those choices, repeated daily, are what shape your future. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't ask yourself what you feel like doing. Ask yourself what the version of you with discipline would do. Then do that, again, and again, and again, and again, until one day, it's no longer effort, it's who you are. Discipline is not a punishment, it's a path to becoming the kind of person you admire, a path to goals that feel far away but are actually right in front of you, waiting for you to take consistent steps. You don't need to rush, you don't need to do everything at once. Just align your habits with your goals and repeat them with care. The rest will take care of itself. This is how goals are achieved. Not through bursts of motivation, not through empty declarations, but through steady, simple habits that you live by every single day. This is the truth. This is the way forward. This is the discipline that builds everything. Chapter 2. Wake up early and take control of your day. Waking up early is one of the most powerful steps you can take to gain control of your life. It's not just about getting out of bed before the sun rises. It's about reclaiming the hours that most people waste. It's about rising before the noise, the distractions, the messages, and the chaos begin. Those early hours are the quietest, the clearest, and the most focused moments of the day. And if you use them right, they can shape everything that comes after. When you wake up early, you are giving yourself the advantage of time. Most people begin their days in a rush. They wake up late, they grab their phones, they skip breakfast, and they step into the day already behind. That kind of start creates stress. It makes your mind scattered. It leaves you reacting instead of leading. And when your day begins in chaos, it usually continues that way. But when you rise early with purpose, you set the tone, you move with intention, you make time for your thoughts, your priorities, and your goals. That one decision to wake up before the world demands anything from you gives you space to think clearly and act wisely. It puts you in charge. The most successful people, the most focused people, the most disciplined people all understand this. They know that the early hours hold unmatched value. Not because of some secret formula, but because those hours are free from noise, free from requests, free from interruptions, and in that space, your mind is sharper, your willpower is stronger, and your actions become more deliberate. If you want to improve your life, start by improving how your day begins. That means not just waking up early, but being intentional about what you do with that time. The goal is not to simply wake up and waste the morning in distraction. The goal is to wake up and own the morning, to use it to build yourself, to sharpen your thinking, to move your body, to set clear goals, to remind yourself of what matters. A strong morning gives you a mental edge. When you've already accomplished meaningful things before the day even starts for others, you feel powerful. You don't need to rush. You don't feel behind. You don't waste your energy reacting to problems. You're grounded. You're ready. You're steady. That foundation matters more than most people realize. Changing your morning routine starts with changing how you treat the night before. You can't expect to wake up early if you stay up late doing things that add no value. Discipline doesn't start in the morning. It starts with the decision to rest your body on time so you can rise with energy. That means cutting off screen time, saying no to late-night distractions, and building a wind-down routine that signals to your mind it's time to recharge. Once you've made the decision to rise early, commit to it with consistency. Don't make it a once-in-a-while effort. The body adapts, the mind adjusts, but only when you're consistent. At first, it will feel uncomfortable, but discomfort is not a sign to stop. It's a sign that you're growing. Push through it. Discipline is built through repetition, not convenience. Use those early hours with purpose. Begin with silence. Give yourself a moment of stillness before the day starts pulling you in 1,000 directions. Use that time to think clearly, to set intentions, to write, to plan, to move your body, or to learn something new. You don't need a perfect routine. You just need one that serves your highest priorities. Avoid the trap of beginning your day with your phone. Checking messages, scrolling through feeds, reacting to updates, all of that hijacks your mind before it has a chance to think freely. Instead, start the day on your terms, read something valuable, reflect on your goals, stretch, hydrate, move, focus. Those habits might seem small, but they shape your energy and clarity for the entire day, and when you get into the habit of doing this daily, you begin to notice the shift. You become calmer, you think faster, you feel in control. Problems don't shake you as easily. You respond to challenges with more patience and confidence because you're no longer playing catch-up with life, you're ahead of it. The truth is, if you keep waking up late, you keep giving away your power, you keep starting behind, you keep letting the world dictate how your day unfolds. But when you wake up early, you reclaim that control. You act before life acts on you. That is a rare kind of power, and it's built through daily commitment. You don't have to be extreme to be consistent. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. every day, but you do need to wake up with discipline. Set a time that is early enough to give you space before the noise begins. Wake up at that time every day, even when you don't feel like it. That's how discipline is trained, not through comfort, but through follow-through. Don't compare your routine to others. Focus on what works for your goals. What matters is not the hour on the clock, but what you do with the hour. Even one quiet, focused hour in the morning can give you more progress than several scattered hours later in the day. That's the power of starting strong. You will notice that once you start waking up early and using that time intentionally, you start making better decisions throughout the day. You eat better, you think better, you react less, you stay on track, because your mind has been anchored. You've already set your compass for the day, and it shows in everything you do. If you keep struggling to get up early, look at the reasons. Is it because you're staying up too late? Is it because you lack a strong reason to wake up? Is it because you're chasing comfort instead of commitment? Identify the root and fix it. The discipline to wake up early is not about being extreme. It's about being honest with yourself. Honest about what you want. Honest about what it takes. You won't change your life by doing what's easy. You'll change it by doing what's necessary. And waking up early is necessary if you want to stop living in reaction and start living with direction. It gives you the power to lead your day instead of follow it. That power is available to anyone, but only those who are willing to get uncomfortable will receive it. There is something deeply personal and grounding about owning your mornings. It becomes a quiet promise to yourself, a daily act of self-leadership. No one has to see it, no one has to clap for it, but you'll know, you'll feel it, and that feeling is the beginning of a new kind of strength. You don't need to overhaul your entire life in 1 week. Start by waking up 30 minutes earlier than usual. Use that time to center yourself. Use that time to connect with your priorities. Then build from there. Add structure, add purpose, add intensity. Soon those early hours will become your foundation. The hours you rely on, the hours that protect your focus, your energy, and your goals. The difference between those who move forward and those who stay stuck is often just this one habit, the habit of waking up early and taking ownership of the day. It is not complicated, but it is powerful, and it is within your control. Decide now that your time matters, that your mind deserves clarity, that your goals deserve the best part of your energy. Then prove it by showing up early, again and again. Not because someone told you to, not because it's a trend, but because you've made the decision to lead your life, not just live it. That's where true discipline begins. That's where real progress starts. And that's how you take control of your day, by taking control of your morning. Chapter 3. Eliminate distractions and protect your focus always. Distractions are the silent destroyers of potential. They don't take your time all at once. They take it in small pieces until there's nothing left. A minute here, a quick scroll there, one more message, one more video, and before you know it, hours are gone and progress is nowhere to be found. If you want to build a life with discipline and direction, you have to eliminate distractions completely and protect your focus with everything you've got, because nothing meaningful gets done when your attention is scattered. Focus is your most valuable currency. What you focus on consistently shapes what you become. Every goal you've ever dreamed of requires deep attention, and the reason so many people struggle to make progress isn't because they lack intelligence or talent. It's because their attention is constantly stolen. They can't hold their thoughts long enough to go deep. They're always starting and stopping, moving from one thing to the next without finishing anything. That's not a time problem, that's a focus problem, and it must be solved. You cannot live a focused life in a distracted environment. You have to start with your space, clean it, remove clutter, put your phone in another room when you need to work. Set clear physical boundaries that signal when it's time to concentrate. Your environment sends constant signals to your brain. If your space is noisy, messy, and full of temptations, your brain will follow that chaos. If your space is clean, calm, and prepared for one task, your brain will follow that lead too. Protecting your focus also means training your mind to resist the urge to escape. Every time something feels difficult or boring, your mind will try to convince you to check something, do something else, or avoid it altogether. That's the pattern of distraction. You have to break that loop by recognizing it. When you feel that urge, stop, breathe, return to the task at hand. Remind yourself why it matters. The more often you do this, the stronger your focus becomes. It's like a muscle. The more you train it, the more power it gives you. One of the most damaging beliefs people carry is that multitasking is productive. It's not. Switching between tasks, even briefly, destroys momentum. It breaks your train of thought and forces your brain to restart every time. This kills your depth. You might feel busy, but you're not making real progress. You're just spinning in circles. True productivity comes from doing one thing with full attention, then moving to the next with the same intensity. That's how you create real output. You also have to be honest about the distractions you allow into your life, not just digital ones, but people, conversations and habits that drain your energy and break your focus. Not everyone deserves your time. Not every message needs a reply. Not every situation requires your involvement. You have to start treating your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Every wasted moment is time you never get back. Every broken focus is a crack in your foundation, and over time, those cracks become failures. Start small. Choose 1 hour each day where you eliminate all distractions. No phone, no noise, no interruptions, just pure focused effort on one important task. Watch how much you can get done. Watch how your confidence grows. Then expand that time. Build a daily schedule around blocks of focused work. Protect those blocks like appointments, because they are the most valuable moments of your day. One of the simplest and most effective ways to protect your focus is to plan your time before the day begins. If you don't decide what matters ahead of time, everything will compete for your attention. But if you set a clear plan, your mind knows where to go. You don't waste energy deciding in the moment. You just follow through. That structure brings freedom. It frees you from decision fatigue, and it clears the path for deep work. It's also important to limit how often you check things. Email, social media, news. These platforms are designed to grab your attention and keep it. The more you check, the more scattered you become. Choose specific times in the day to check messages and updates. Stick to those times. Don't make your focus depend on how you feel. Make it depend on what you've decided. Your ability to focus deeply is directly tied to your success, not just in work, but in relationships, health and personal growth. When you give your full attention to something, you create quality, you connect, you understand, you move with clarity. But when you're distracted, you miss details, you forget what matters, you lose your edge. It's not about being perfect. You will get distracted sometimes. That's natural. But what matters is how quickly you come back. Every time you notice your attention drifting, gently bring it back. No judgment, just return. That habit of returning builds discipline. It sharpens your mind. It keeps you aligned. Think about how many hours you've lost to things that didn't matter. Think about how different your life would look if those hours had been used for something meaningful. That's not to punish yourself. It's to wake you up. You only get so much time. You only get so much energy. Use it well. When you train your focus, you train your future. You begin to separate yourself from the average person. Most people are distracted all day. They never finish anything. They're always reacting. But you can be different. You can choose to be deliberate. You can choose to act with clarity. And that choice will change everything. Sometimes it means missing out. Sometimes it means saying no. Sometimes it means being misunderstood. But that's the price of focus, and the reward is worth it. You get to build something real. You get to move faster. You get to feel the pride of doing deep, meaningful work. And that feeling can't be replaced. You don't need to eliminate every distraction in your life overnight. Start with awareness. Notice what pulls you away. Make a list. Identify the sources. Then start removing them one by one. Add friction to the things that waste your time. Make them harder to reach. And add ease to the things that matter. Make them simple and obvious. Create rituals around your focus time. Choose a place, a time, a way to begin. The more structure you build around focus, the easier it becomes to enter that state. Your mind begins to associate those cues with deep work. That association becomes a habit, and that habit becomes your strength. Remember that focus is not just about work. It's about being present. When you talk to someone, give them your full attention. When you eat, focus on your food. When you rest, let go of the noise. That presence sharpens your awareness. It brings peace. It makes you more grounded. And it trains your mind to stay where it belongs in the now. You're not just eliminating distractions for the sake of productivity. You're doing it to reclaim your mind, to take back your power, to choose what gets your attention instead of giving it away. That's a different way of living, a clearer, stronger way, one that leads to results you can be proud of. Every time you resist a distraction, you build strength. Every time you protect your focus, you move forward. Every time you complete something with full attention, you win. Those wins stack up. They build momentum. They carry you further than you thought possible. This is how you rise, not through speed, but through depth, not through noise, but through clarity. Focus is not something you find, it's something you fight for, something you train, something you choose, and that choice, repeated every day, is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Chapter 4. Follow a strict schedule and honor your time. Time is not something you manage, it's something you respect. Every day comes with the same 24 hours. No one gets more, no one gets less. What separates people is how they use those hours. When you follow a strict schedule and treat your time as something sacred, you create a life with direction, clarity, and power. People who struggle to progress are not necessarily lacking motivation or intelligence. They're often lacking structure. A strict schedule is not about being rigid, it's about being responsible. It's how you take control of your day instead of letting the day control you. When you live without a schedule, your mind is scattered. You waste time deciding what to do next. You bounce between tasks. You forget priorities. You start late, lose focus and fall behind. You feel overwhelmed, not because there's too much to do, but because there's no plan to follow. Without a structure, even simple things can feel heavy. But when your day is planned, your energy becomes directed, your actions have purpose, you move from one task to another without delay. You make time work for you, not against you. The first step to honoring your time is to stop treating it like it's unlimited. Most people act like they'll always have more time later. They delay what matters. They wait for a perfect day. They tell themselves they'll get serious tomorrow. But tomorrow is not guaranteed. Life will always be busy. There will never be a moment when everything is easy and quiet. You have to stop waiting for time and start using it wisely. That begins by putting your priorities on a schedule and sticking to it, no matter what distractions appear. A strict schedule is a tool for discipline. It removes the need for constant decision-making. You don't have to ask yourself what to do next. You already know, and when you know, you act faster. You act with purpose. You stop letting your emotions dictate your actions. That's how discipline grows, not through feelings, but through structure. And once your day has structure, your mind becomes calmer. You begin to feel in control because you are. To build a schedule that works, you must be honest about what matters. Not everything deserves space in your day. Not every task is urgent. Not every invitation should be accepted. Your time is limited, so your schedule must reflect your deepest values. Start by writing down the non-negotiables, the things that move your life forward, the tasks that align with your goals. Block time for those first, then add the supporting activities, then add rest, then eliminate what doesn't belong. If it doesn't serve your growth, it doesn't deserve your time. People often fear strict schedules because they think it means no flexibility. That's a misunderstanding. A well-designed schedule includes room for life's surprises, but even within that flexibility, there is structure. You still show up, you still follow through, you adjust when necessary, but you never drift aimlessly. You protect your time like it's a resource that cannot be replaced because it isn't. You also need to understand that how you spend your hours is how you spend your life. One wasted morning seems small, one missed task feels harmless, but when those moments repeat, they shape your habits, and your habits become your lifestyle. A scattered schedule today becomes regret tomorrow. That's why your time must be treated with intention. If you treat it casually, it slips through your fingers, but when you respect it, you make progress without chaos. Following a schedule also builds credibility with yourself. Every time you say you'll do something at a certain time and follow through, you build trust, not with others, but with your own mind. That trust is powerful. It turns into confidence. You begin to believe in your ability to get things done. You stop doubting. You stop hesitating. You become someone who follows through. That identity shift makes success sustainable. To follow a schedule strictly, you must remove loopholes. You don't let yourself delay for a few minutes. You don't convince yourself that it's fine to skip something just once. Discipline is built in the small decisions. You must act when the schedule says act, start when it says start, stop when it says stop. You become stronger every time you obey the structure you've chosen, not because someone forced you, but because you respect your time and your purpose. Time blocks are more effective than long to-do lists. A list gives you options. A block gives you a command. When a task is tied to a time, it becomes urgent. You show up because the clock is moving. You treat it seriously. That's the mindset you need. Not casual intention, but precise execution. Make your schedule visual. Write it, see it, review it, keep it in front of you. When your mind wanders, your schedule pulls you back. That's its job. You will be tested. People will ask for your time. Distractions will appear. Things will go wrong. But your schedule keeps you centered. You know what matters, so you return to it. You don't say yes to everything. You don't chase what's urgent over what's important. You stay loyal to the plan, and that loyalty builds momentum. Each day becomes a brick, laid carefully, aligned with the last, leading to something strong and lasting. Respecting your schedule also means preparing in advance. You don't just wake up and guess. You plan the night before. You look at what's coming. You prioritize. You ask yourself, what is the most important thing I need to do? Then you schedule it, not around comfort, but around impact. That preparation gives you clarity. You start your day ready, not confused, and when the day is done, you don't just forget it, you review it. Did I follow the plan? Where did I slip? What can I improve? That reflection sharpens your next day. It turns mistakes into lessons. It keeps you growing. A strict schedule is not static. It evolves. You adjust as you learn more about yourself, but you never abandon it. You refine it. You make it stronger. There will be days when everything falls apart. That's part of life. But even then, you return. You don't give up. You don't throw away the structure because of one bad day. You realign. You recommit. You step back in because you've decided that your time is not to be wasted. It's not for chaos. It's for creation. The discipline to follow a schedule is not about control. It's about freedom. Freedom from regret. Freedom from stress. Freedom from indecision. When your days are aligned with your values, you feel grounded. You move with peace. You know that every hour is being used for something meaningful. If you feel lost, start with structure. If you feel overwhelmed, build a schedule. If you feel stuck, follow it with consistency. Don't wait for life to give you time. Make it. Protect it. Use it well. That is the power of discipline. That is the path to goals achieved, and it begins with honoring your time like your future depends on it, because it does. Chapter 5. Track your progress with honesty and consistency. If you're serious about growth, you cannot afford to move blindly. You must measure what you do. You must observe your actions, your results, and your behavior with a clear and honest mind. Goals are achieved through effort. Yes, but effort without tracking is like walking in a circle. You might be working hard, but if you're not measuring your steps, you don't know if you're actually moving forward. That's why you must track your progress with full honesty and full consistency. Not once in a while, not when you feel like it, every single day. People avoid tracking because they're afraid of facing the truth. They don't want to look at how far they haven't come. They don't want to confront the gap between their talk and their action. But that fear only holds you back. If you can't look at yourself honestly, you will never improve. Discipline is built through truth, not comfort, not excuses. The truth may hurt in the beginning, but it frees you. It gives you the data you need to change, and change is what turns effort into results. You have to treat progress as a process, not a feeling. Some days you'll feel like you did great, but if you look closely, you didn't hit your targets. Other days you'll feel like you didn't do much, but your actions actually moved you forward. Feelings are not reliable indicators of progress. Tracking is, it shows you exactly what's working and what isn't. It gives you feedback, and feedback is how you grow. You don't need a complex system. You don't need fancy tools. You need a clear method. Use a notebook. Use a digital log. Use a wall chart. Just choose something that forces you to record your actions daily. What did you plan to do? What did you actually do? Where did you fall short? What needs to change tomorrow? These questions keep you honest. They expose your patterns, and they help you break the ones that don't serve you. Consistency in tracking matters more than perfection. You don't have to track every detail from the start. Just pick a few key metrics. Pick the actions that directly relate to your goal. If you're building discipline, track the habits that reinforce it. If you're improving your health, track your sleep, your meals, your movement. If you're developing a skill, track your practice hours. What matters is not how much you write down. What matters is that you do it every day, without fail. This kind of accountability doesn't always feel good. You'll have to face your missed days. You'll have to admit when you made the easier choice instead of the right one. But that's where real growth begins. Not in pretending, not in hiding, but in seeing things clearly. When you can look at your day and say, I didn't do what I promised myself, and then adjust, then you're becoming stronger. Progress tracking also shows you how small wins stack up. One day might not look like much, but when you look back over a week or a month and see a pattern of daily effort, you gain confidence, you see proof. You realize that even when things felt slow, you were building something. That awareness is powerful. It pushes you to keep going. It reminds you that effort compounds. You must also be specific. Vague tracking leads to vague results. Don't just write worked on goals or had a good day. Be clear. What exactly did you do? How long did you do it for? What did you learn? What did you avoid? Specificity creates clarity. Clarity drives improvement. Avoid the trap of tracking only when it's convenient. Discipline is tested when you're tired, busy, or discouraged. That's when tracking matters most. If you only stay accountable when it's easy, you're not truly committed. Stay consistent, even when the day didn't go your way, especially then, because those are the days that reveal your discipline. It's also important to review your data regularly. Tracking isn't just about writing things down. It's about learning from what you wrote. At the end of each week, sit down and review what patterns are showing up, what's improving, what keeps slipping, what distractions are common, what decisions are helping you move faster. This review helps you adjust with precision. Instead of guessing what to do next, you act with strategy. Honesty in tracking also means not exaggerating your effort. Don't round up the time. Don't pretend something was more than it was. That kind of lying serves no one. You're not tracking for appearance. You're tracking to grow. And growth only happens when you tell the full truth, especially to yourself. If you skip a habit, write it. If you waste a block of time, acknowledge it. If you avoided the hard task, record it. Then commit to improving it. Over time, this builds something most people lack: self-awareness. You begin to understand how you work. You know your peak times, your weak moments, your distractions, your triggers, your best routines. You become your own coach. You stop needing outside pressure because you've developed inner standards. That's when you become unstoppable. Progress tracking also protects you from delusion. It stops you from thinking you're doing enough when you're not. It eliminates false pride. And it also protects you from unnecessary doubt. It shows you real evidence. When others can't see your effort, you can. When your mind tells you you're not moving, your record proves otherwise. That's why you track, to stay grounded in truth. And the more you build this habit, the more disciplined you become, because each entry is a choice to stay on the path, a choice to face yourself, a choice to improve instead of pretend. That kind of consistency is rare, but it's available to anyone willing to act with intention. If you want to reach your goals, you must treat progress as a daily responsibility, not something you check once a month, not something you glance at when it's convenient. Daily, with care, with precision, with integrity. Every day you track is a day you take ownership, and every day you take ownership is a day you move closer to the life you want. There will be days when you don't want to track, when you feel behind, when progress feels invisible. Do it anyway, especially then, because showing up in those moments is what builds discipline. Not tracking only when you're proud, but tracking even when you're ashamed, even when you're frustrated, even when nothing seems to be working. That's how resilience is formed. Progress is not always loud, it's not always exciting, but it is always happening when you stay consistent. Tracking makes you see it. It keeps you grounded. It keeps you sharp. And it keeps you from drifting. This is how you achieve anything that matters. Not by hoping, not by guessing, but by facing each day with structure, awareness, and action. Track your life like it matters, because it does. And the person you become through that process will be someone who no longer needs motivation to move forward. You'll move because it's who you are, because you've built the habit of honesty, because you've trained yourself to be consistent, and because you've decided that your time, your goals, and your life are worth it. Chapter 6. Say no to anything that weakens your purpose. Discipline is not just about what you say yes to, it is also about what you have the strength to reject. Your time, energy, focus, and future are constantly being tested by things that seem harmless on the surface, but slowly pull you away from what truly matters. If you want to live a purposeful life, you have to develop the courage to say no to anything that weakens your mission. This includes people, habits, conversations, and commitments that do not align with your highest values. The truth is, every yes you give away to something meaningless takes away from what could have been invested into something meaningful. Your purpose is your compass. It's the reason you get up, the thing that gives your life direction. But purpose alone is not enough. You must protect it. And protection means being ruthless with your boundaries. It means being honest about what adds strength to your mission and what slowly drains it. If something distracts you, delays you, disrespects your time, or drags you into old habits, it is a threat. And if you allow too many small threats, you'll eventually find yourself far from the path you set out to follow. Saying no is not selfish, it is necessary. When you say no, you're not rejecting people, you're rejecting anything that steals your clarity, your peace, and your energy. You're not closing doors, you're choosing which ones are worth walking through. You cannot be everything to everyone, you cannot be everywhere at once, and the more you try to please everyone, the more you lose yourself. The more you agree to things that don't align, the more you betray the discipline you're trying to build. You must be clear on what your purpose is, not in a vague or distant way, but in a daily lived way. When your purpose is clear, decisions become simple, not easy but simple. You stop debating over every opportunity. You stop second-guessing your priorities. You measure everything against your mission. Does this help me grow? Does this move me closer to the life I've committed to? If not, the answer is no, not later, not maybe. No, that clarity gives you power. It allows you to focus with strength. Most people struggle to say no because they don't want to disappoint others. They fear judgment. They want to be liked. But the cost of always saying yes is losing control of your time and your mind. You become overcommitted, overstimulated, and overwhelmed. You end up giving your best energy to the wrong things and having nothing left for what truly matters. Your purpose gets pushed to the background and mediocrity takes its place. To build a disciplined life, you must develop the habit of pausing before you agree to anything. Don't rush to say yes. Don't give away your time automatically. Ask yourself, does this support my vision, or does it distract from it? Every invitation, every task, every new commitment must pass through this filter, and if it doesn't support your mission, you decline, not with guilt, but with certainty, because your future depends on it. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. You don't owe anyone a detailed reason for protecting your purpose. The people who understand your vision will respect your boundaries. The people who don't are not meant to guide your decisions. Discipline means standing firm even when it's uncomfortable, even when others don't agree, even when the easy option is to go along. You weren't meant to live an easy life. You were meant to live a life that means something. Often, the hardest no is the one you say to yourself. The no to laziness, the no to distraction, the no to comfort, the no to old patterns that feel familiar but lead you nowhere. These internal battles define your progress more than any external challenge. You must learn to tell yourself no in the moments when discipline is tested most. When you're tired, when you're tempted, when quitting feels easier than continuing. That is where your real power is built. It's not just about turning down what is bad, it's about turning down what is average. Average opportunities, average habits, average conversations. If you want an uncommon life, you cannot accept common choices. You have to be selective with what you consume, who you allow close, and what you give your energy to. Not because you think you're better, but because you know what you're building requires full attention. It requires space. It requires discipline. Even the things that once served you might need to be removed. Growth means outgrowing old routines, outgrowing old circles, outgrowing anything that no longer fits the version of you that you are becoming. That requires honesty. Not everything that feels good is good for your purpose. Not everything you enjoy is aligned with your mission. There are times when you must give up what is easy so you can pursue what is right. This isn't about perfection, it's about integrity. When your actions match your purpose, you feel aligned, you feel strong, you move with clarity. But when you constantly say yes to things that don't serve you, you create confusion inside. You feel pulled in too many directions. Your energy is scattered. You lose the ability to move with power. Discipline closes that gap, and the way you apply it is by learning to say no without hesitation. Start paying attention to what drains you. Notice the habits that waste your time, the conversations that leave you unfocused, the people who don't respect your growth. Write them down, then make a clear decision. These things no longer get my attention. These things no longer get my time. That kind of decision is hard, but it's necessary, because if you don't make it, your future will be shaped by distraction instead of purpose. Build a system to protect your boundaries, limit your exposure to noise, reduce how often you say yes on impulse. Create time blocks for deep work, and don't allow anything to interrupt them. Keep a list of your core priorities, and check them every morning. This structure is not about being rigid, it's about being intentional. It keeps you centered. It keeps you strong when temptations try to pull you off track. You must also accept that not everyone will understand your discipline. Some people will call it extreme. Some will feel offended. Some will try to convince you to be more balanced. But they don't live your life. They don't carry your goals. They don't understand what you're building. Your discipline is not up for discussion. It is your responsibility, and no one else can protect it for you. When you start saying no more often, your life simplifies. You have fewer distractions. You create more space. You move faster. You feel more peaceful. You stop explaining yourself constantly. You stop apologizing for wanting more. You start living on purpose instead of by accident, and that shift makes all the difference. You don't need to argue with distraction. You don't need to justify your boundaries. You just need to choose, and then act. Every no you give to something that weakens your purpose is a yes to the life you're trying to build. That life is waiting for you, but it cannot exist alongside the noise. Clear the noise. Protect your energy. Guard your purpose like it's sacred, because it is. Your future depends on what you refuse to tolerate today. So decide now. You will no longer allow anything to pull you away from what you were meant to become. You will walk forward with clarity. You will say no with strength. And you will build a life that honors the discipline inside you. Chapter 7. Train your mind to finish what you start. Starting is easy. Finishing is rare. Many people begin with excitement, with goals that shine brightly and dreams that fill them with energy. But over time, the enthusiasm fades. Doubt creeps in. Distractions grow louder. The work becomes repetitive or hard. And without mental strength, they stop before they've truly begun. If you want to live a life of purpose, you must train your mind to finish what you start. This is not about willpower in the moment. It's about building a disciplined identity that follows through no matter how you feel. Finishing is a habit. It is not dependent on motivation. It is a mindset that says, I follow through. I don't quit because it's difficult. I don't walk away when the results are slow. I don't pause when the spark disappears. I decide, I commit, I complete. That kind of mental training begins the moment you start something. From the first step, you must carry the mindset that you're going all the way, that quitting is not on the table, that halfway is not success, that being almost done is not good enough. To develop this mindset, you have to stop giving yourself an exit. Most people start with the thought, if this gets hard, I'll try something else. If it doesn't work fast, I'll stop. That internal permission to quit is what makes them weak. You have to replace it with one rule. If I start it, I finish it. No exceptions, no excuses. That simple rule changes everything. It forces you to choose carefully what you begin, and it teaches your brain to stay the course, even when comfort tries to pull you away. Finishing is not about rushing. It's not about speed. It's about being relentless. It's about showing up over and over until the task is done. You don't need to feel inspired. You need to act with intention. You don't need to do it perfectly. You need to do it consistently. There will be moments when everything in you wants to stop, when doubt whispers that it's not worth it, when fatigue tries to convince you that tomorrow is better. In those moments, you remind yourself why you started. You ground yourself in your reason, and you move forward. Training your mind to finish means embracing the middle. The middle is where most people quit. The beginning is full of energy. The end is full of reward. But the middle is slow, repetitive, uncertain. The middle tests your patience and your discipline. You have to expect this. You have to prepare for it. And when it arrives, you don't panic. You don't complain. You keep going. You take the next step, even when it feels small. You honor your commitment, even when no one is watching. That's how you finish. You must also eliminate the habit of jumping between tasks. Starting multiple things and finishing none will train your mind to become scattered. It will feed impatience. It will create the illusion of progress while keeping you stuck. Choose one important task, commit to it, complete it, then move on. One thing at a time, one finish at a time. That rhythm builds strength. It gives your mind the satisfaction of completion, and that satisfaction becomes your fuel. When you finish what you start, you build self-respect. You prove to yourself that your word means something. You stop being the kind of person who only follows through when it's easy. You become the kind of person who keeps promises to yourself. That self-trust is powerful. It changes the way you see yourself. It makes you dependable, not just to others but to your own mind. And once your mind knows that quitting is no longer an option, it adapts. It becomes sharper, more focused, more resilient. You don't train this overnight. It begins with small completions. Finish the workout you planned. Complete the book you started. Stick with the routine until it becomes normal. Every time you finish something you wanted to walk away from, you strengthen the part of you that doesn't quit. That part must grow, because the future you want will demand a different version of you, a version that keeps going when the excitement is gone, a version that does the work, not because it's thrilling, but because it's necessary. It's also important to create visual reminders of your progress. Track what you complete, see it build, a wall of wins, a list of finishes. These records keep you motivated during the harder parts. They remind you that every small finish leads to bigger results, and they show you that the process works, that even when it feels slow, you are building something real. Your mind must also learn to separate feelings from actions. Just because you feel bored doesn't mean you stop. Just because you feel tired doesn't mean you break the routine. Just because you don't see fast results doesn't mean you abandon the path. Feelings are temporary. Purpose is not. Let your commitment guide your behavior, not your mood. That's how you build consistency. That's how you become unstoppable. Finishes are rare. Most people quit right before they make a breakthrough. They walk away because they can't see how close they are. Don't be one of them. Remind yourself daily, if I start, I finish. That rule is what makes goals real. That rule separates those who talk from those who transform. And that rule is what will carry you when everything else fades. The world respects those who finish, not those who try, not those who plan, but those who do what they said they would do, all the way to the end. Discipline means becoming one of those people, the kind who follows through quietly, consistently, without needing praise, the kind who is driven by purpose, not applause, the kind who doesn't need someone to push them because they've learned how to push themselves. Every time you finish something, you become mentally stronger. You learn how to navigate resistance. You discover how to work through frustration. You prove to yourself that you can be counted on. Those lessons stay with you. They carry into the next goal. They carry into every part of your life. Relationships, health, business, mindset. When you finish what you start, you become reliable everywhere. This doesn't mean forcing yourself to finish something that no longer aligns with your values. It means having the wisdom to know what deserves your effort and the strength to complete what you commit to. If something is truly wrong for your growth, you can let it go. But if you're just avoiding discomfort, you must push through. Quitting out of wisdom is rare. Quitting out of emotion is common. Learn to tell the difference. You must also remove distractions that break your flow, set up your environment for focus, create blocks of uninterrupted time, keep your phone away, reduce noise, build the habit of staying with a task until it's done. No switching, no drifting, no breaks until completion. That level of focus is how you build momentum, and momentum is what makes discipline easier. The mind becomes what you train it to be. If you train it to stop early, it will always find a reason to quit. If you train it to endure, it will push through any challenge. That training happens daily, in the choices you make when no one's watching, in the decisions you face when quitting feels easy. Choose strength, choose discipline, choose to finish, because your future depends on it. The life you want is built by finishing. The goals you dream of will only come to life if you learn to go all the way. Halfway won't work, almost doesn't count. You must reach the end, again and again, until finishing becomes a part of who you are, until nothing in you wants to stop, until you look in the mirror and see someone who always follows through. That's how you become powerful. That's how you earn success. And that's how you train your mind to carry you through anything. Chapter 8. Delay short-term pleasures for long-term success. Most people trade what they want most for what they want right now. That single habit keeps millions stuck in cycles of regret, frustration, and wasted time. If you want to build a life that lasts, a life that matters, you must learn to delay short-term pleasures in exchange for long-term rewards. This is not about deprivation. This is about direction. When you delay pleasure, you are not punishing yourself. You are preparing yourself. You are training your mind to see beyond the moment. You are teaching yourself to act from purpose, not impulse. Discipline is rooted in delayed gratification. It means you can look at something that feels good now and say, this is not worth the price I'll pay later. It means you understand that the easy choice right now often leads to hard consequences later, and the hard choice right now often leads to freedom later. People who build meaningful lives are not controlled by their cravings. They are not pulled by every distraction. They have trained themselves to think further ahead. This mindset begins with awareness. You have to notice how often you reach for comfort. You have to catch yourself choosing quick satisfaction over lasting growth. It could be something simple, choosing the couch instead of the workout, the fast food instead of the home-cooked meal, the scrolling instead of the project. These moments don't seem dangerous when they're isolated, but stacked together over weeks, months, and years, they form your life, they form your identity, they shape your future. You must look at each small decision through the lens of what it is building. Does this action support the person I want to become? Is this choice aligned with my future, or is it just a reaction to boredom, stress, or fatigue? You cannot move forward if you are constantly escaping discomfort. Growth requires discomfort. Success requires sacrifice. The people who rise are not the ones with the easiest path. They are the ones who learned how to sit with the discomfort and keep moving. It's not about rejecting all enjoyment. It's about choosing the right timing for it. When you earn your pleasure through discipline, it feels different. It's cleaner. It's stronger. It doesn't leave you with guilt. It energizes you. But when you chase pleasure without earning it, it feels shallow. It fades fast. And worse, it trains your brain to crave ease instead of effort. The key is learning how to make decisions based on your long-term vision, not your current mood. When you feel tired, when your mind wants relief, you must pause and ask yourself what will matter in a week, in a month, in a year. Will this decision support the version of me I'm trying to become? Or will it delay my progress and feed the habit of quitting? That one question can save you from years of wasted time. Discipline is not just saying no, it's knowing what you're saying yes to instead. When you say no to short-term pleasure, you are saying yes to something deeper. You are choosing clarity. You are choosing progress. You are choosing peace. Every act of discipline is a vote for your future, and those votes add up. They create confidence. They create strength. They build a mindset that does not depend on motivation because it has something stronger, vision. Vision gives you the strength to endure. When you can see what you are working toward, the distractions lose their grip. The quick rewards start to feel cheap. The fake satisfaction doesn't tempt you in the same way, because your focus is forward. You know what's coming if you stay the course, and that belief keeps you grounded. There will be days when the temptation feels heavy. Days when your mind screams for rest, sugar, entertainment, anything to escape the work. Those are the days that define your path, because anyone can be disciplined when it's easy. Anyone can delay gratification for a few minutes, but real strength shows up in those difficult moments, when you want to quit, when you want to give in, and you still choose discipline. You still choose your mission over your mood. Over time, this rewires your brain. You stop chasing the instant hit. You start valuing what takes time. You begin to trust the process more than the payoff. You stop needing everything right now. That patience gives you power, because while most people are trapped in the loop of needing quick results, you are building something steady, something real, and that's the difference between temporary success and lasting fulfillment. It's also important to structure your environment to support this discipline. Don't rely on willpower alone. Remove the triggers, limit the distractions, build routines that make the right choices easier. Prepare your meals, set your schedule, block the noise, make your environment reflect your goals, because when your surroundings support your values, it becomes easier to stay aligned with them. You also need to reward yourself wisely. Don't avoid pleasure forever. Earn it. Set clear milestones and celebrate when you reach them. But let the pleasure come after the discipline, not instead of it. This keeps your mind balanced. It gives you motivation without making you dependent on it. And it reminds you that joy is a part of the process, not the replacement for it. You have to be honest about how much time you've lost chasing comfort. How many goals were delayed because you gave in to short-term distractions? How much energy was wasted on habits that pulled you away from your vision? That truth might hurt, but it also frees you, because once you see it clearly, you can change it. You can begin today to make better decisions, to choose discomfort in the short term for success in the long term. That shift changes everything. People will not always understand your discipline. They will wonder why you don't indulge like everyone else, why you say no more often, why you're always focused. Let them wonder. You are not here to fit in. You are here to rise, and rising requires restraint. It requires patience. It requires saying, "Not now, because I am building something that lasts." Each time you delay pleasure, you become stronger, you become more focused, you stop being a slave to impulse, you stop letting the moment steal from your future, you take back control, and you prove to yourself that you are not here to live for comfort, you are here to live for purpose. Eventually, what used to tempt you no longer has power. The things you once craved start to look small, because you've seen what's possible when you stay the course. You've felt the strength of discipline, and you've experienced the deep peace that comes from knowing you're building a life on purpose, not on impulse. Success does not come to those who act when it feels good. It comes to those who act when it's hard, when no one is watching, when the rewards are far away. Delay what is easy, do what is right, and the future will meet you with strength, clarity, and freedom you never imagined. Not because you got lucky, but because you trained yourself to wait, you trained yourself to choose wisely, and you trained yourself to delay pleasure so you could earn the kind of life that only discipline can give. Chapter 9. Keep showing up, even when motivation disappears. The strongest people in the world are not driven by how they feel, they are driven by who they have decided to become. They don't depend on excitement or inspiration to get started. They don't need everything to feel right before they take action. They move even when the energy is low, even when the emotion is missing, even when everything inside them says, just stop. They understand that discipline begins where motivation ends. Motivation is a spark, but it fades. Discipline is the fire that stays. If you want to achieve anything meaningful in your life, you must learn to keep showing up, even when motivation disappears. Most people believe that success is about staying excited, that if you can just stay motivated long enough, you'll get to your goal. But that belief is a trap, because motivation is a feeling, and feelings are unreliable. They shift with your mood, your sleep, your environment, your conversations, even the weather. If your effort depends on your mood, you will never be consistent, and if you're not consistent, you will never be great. You have to decide what kind of person you want to be. Do you want to be someone who only acts when they feel like it? Or do you want to be someone who takes action no matter what? Real change starts the moment you move without needing to be moved. It begins when you stop chasing energy and start chasing progress. There is power in repetition. There is strength in showing up when it's hard. That is when you separate yourself from the rest of the world. When you stop relying on motivation, you learn something deeper about yourself. You learn that you are capable of more than you thought, that you can function with less comfort, that you can create movement without needing to feel ready. This discovery builds confidence, not the kind that comes from praise, but the kind that comes from proving to yourself that you can keep going through the storm, that you don't fold under pressure, that you don't retreat just because the energy is gone. Some of your most important breakthroughs will come on the days you feel the weakest, the days when your mind is loud with excuses, the days when nothing seems to click, when you're tired, when you're bored, when you feel invisible. These are the days that test your commitment. Anyone can show up when it's exciting. Only the disciplined show up when it's silent. That silence is where champions are built, not in the spotlight, not in the applause, but in the shadows, where only your decision matters. There is a simple rule you can use to stay on track. Never skip twice. If you miss a day, get back the next day without negotiation. Don't let one missed step become the beginning of a slide. Because the truth is, once you stop showing up, it becomes easier to stop again. Momentum works in both directions. Discipline is fragile in the beginning, and every action strengthens it or weakens it. So even when you feel nothing, do something. Even if it's small, even if it's quiet, show up. Remove the expectation that it should always feel good. It won't. That doesn't mean you're failing. That means you're growing. There will be sessions where your mind resists the whole time, where every second feels like a struggle, where the finish line feels further than ever. Those sessions matter the most, because they teach you how to rely on habits, not emotion. They teach you that you don't need perfect conditions to keep your word. You just need a decision. Create a system that removes thinking. If you leave your habits up to how you feel in the moment, you'll talk yourself out of them. Build a structure that runs even when you're tired. Wake up at the same time. Do the work at the same time. Prepare your tools the night before. Automate everything you can. Make the right action the easy action, and never give yourself time to argue with your goals. The less you have to think, the easier it becomes to act. You also have to protect your mental environment. Stay away from voices that encourage laziness. Avoid the people who normalize quitting. Spend time around those who keep going, those who live with structure, those who pursue hard things. That energy is contagious. It reminds you that the struggle is not unique, that others are also pushing through, that you're not alone. But most of all, it shows you that discipline is a choice that anyone can make, including you. Write your goals down every morning. Read them aloud. Remind yourself why you started. Review your progress regularly, not to judge yourself, but to reconnect with your direction. Because when you forget where you're going, it's easy to lose interest in the journey. But when you stay connected to your purpose, motivation becomes less important. You're pulled by purpose, not pushed by excitement. You have to make peace with repetition. The work will be boring at times. The steps will feel mechanical. There will be no reward in sight. And that's okay. Success is often just doing the same simple things for a long time without giving up. If you wait for motivation to return before acting, you will fall behind. But if you keep showing up regardless, you will eventually reach a place where others cannot follow because they never built the endurance to stay consistent. When your mind says, "It doesn't matter today," respond with action. When your body says, "You're too tired," show it you're still in control. When life feels heavy, remember that the discipline you build now is what will carry you through future storms. This is not just about goals, it's about becoming someone who is stronger than their excuses, someone who does not depend on a perfect mood to keep moving, someone who is not led by temporary feelings but by permanent standards. The real reward of showing up without motivation is not just the progress, it's the transformation. You start to trust yourself. You start to believe that your habits can carry you. You build a track record of consistency that you can look back on with pride. You become the kind of person who doesn't wait to feel ready. You just begin, and you do it again and again and again. This doesn't mean you'll never feel motivated again. It means you'll stop depending on it. And when motivation returns, it will be a bonus, not a requirement. You'll be able to ride the wave when it's there, but continue the mission when it's not. That balance is what keeps you grounded. That mindset is what makes you unstoppable. You're going to have days when you feel like quitting, days when the results don't match your effort, days when your progress feels invisible. But those days are not the enemy. They are your training ground. They are the days that give your discipline depth. Anyone can move when it's easy. Only the committed move when it's hard. So decide now. You will show up, even when it's quiet. You will do the work, even when it's hard. You will keep moving, even when no one is watching. You will stop waiting for perfect energy. You will live by your decisions, not your feelings. And you will prove to yourself, one day at a time, that motivation may start the journey, but only discipline can finish it. Chapter 10. Strengthen your willpower through daily small wins. Willpower is not something you are born with. It is something you build every day. It is a muscle that grows stronger through practice, challenge, and small victories. The secret to strengthening your willpower lies in winning the little battles before facing the big ones. Every time you choose discipline over ease, every time you follow through with a commitment, you reinforce your inner strength. Those daily small wins accumulate into unstoppable willpower that supports your biggest goals. Most people think willpower is about grand gestures or heroic moments of self-control, but true willpower is quiet and consistent. It's about making the right choice when no one is watching. It's about deciding to keep going even when the initial excitement fades. These small actions build confidence and train your brain to trust itself. Each small success is like a brick in the foundation of your mental toughness. Without that foundation, larger challenges become overwhelming. With it, you become resilient. The process starts with awareness. Pay attention to the moments when you can choose discipline. These moments might seem insignificant. The decision to get up 5 minutes earlier, to say no to a sugary snack, to write one paragraph instead of scrolling your phone. But these small choices matter. They shape your identity. They prove to you that you are capable of control. And as your brain records these wins, it grows stronger. Consistency is key. You cannot build willpower in a single day. It is the product of repeated effort over time. Commit to daily actions that support your goals. They don't have to be huge. They just have to be done. When you accumulate these actions, you build momentum. Momentum makes discipline easier. It becomes a positive feedback loop. The more you succeed, the more motivated you are to succeed again. Celebrate your small wins. This is not about ego or pride. It's about reinforcing your progress. When you recognize your achievements, you send a message to your brain that discipline feels good. This encouragement makes it easier to repeat the behavior. You can keep a journal, mark off days on a calendar, or simply take a moment to reflect. Whatever helps you see your progress clearly will strengthen your willpower. Avoid trying to do too much at once. Willpower can be depleted if you spread yourself thin. Focus on a few key habits. Master those before adding more. This strategy prevents overwhelm and builds sustainable strength. Small wins become manageable and achievable. Trying to change everything overnight only weakens your resolve and leads to burnout. Set clear and achievable goals for your daily wins. Vague intentions create confusion and reduce motivation. Specific actions provide a roadmap. For example, instead of saying exercise more, say walk for 15 minutes after lunch. Clear goals create structure and make it easier to follow through. They also allow you to measure progress. When you see your progress, your willpower strengthens. Recognize the power of routine. Habits automate your willpower. When a behavior becomes automatic, it requires less mental energy to maintain. This means you can conserve willpower for new challenges. Build routines that align with your values and goals. Repeat the small wins daily until they become part of your natural rhythm. This reduces decision fatigue and increases your overall discipline. Prepare for obstacles. Willpower will be tested. You will face temptations, distractions, and fatigue. Expect setbacks, but don't let them stop you. Learn from them. Adjust your approach. Use your small wins as proof that you can recover and keep moving forward. Resilience grows each time you overcome a challenge. Remember, building willpower is a process, not an event. Balance effort with rest. Willpower is like a battery. It needs time to recharge. Don't push yourself to exhaustion. Schedule breaks and recovery time. When you take care of your body and mind, your willpower remains strong. Rest is not weakness. It is a strategic move that supports long-term discipline. Surround yourself with support. Environment and social circles influence your willpower. Choose to spend time with people who encourage your growth. Remove temptations from your surroundings. Create spaces that make discipline easier. When your environment supports your goals, your small wins come more naturally. Use positive self-talk to reinforce your willpower. The way you speak to yourself shapes your mindset. Replace doubts and excuses with encouragement and reminders of your strength. Affirmations and clear intentions help keep your focus sharp. A confident mind fuels consistent action. Track your progress honestly. Reflection helps you see patterns and understand your habits. Note what works and what doesn't. Adjust your strategies based on your insights. Transparency with yourself builds trust and deepens your commitment. Every small win recorded is a victory against self-doubt. Remember, willpower is not about perfection, it is about persistence. You will have days when your strength feels low. You will make mistakes, that is normal. The key is to get back up quickly. Small wins on tough days are even more valuable because they show your true resilience. In time, your small wins will transform your life. The person you see in the mirror will be someone who can overcome challenges calmly and confidently. Your goals will feel more attainable because you have the mental strength to pursue them relentlessly. You will no longer fear obstacles because your willpower has been forged in daily victories. Strengthening your willpower through small wins is the pathway to discipline. It is the steady, quiet force behind every great achievement. You don't need to be perfect or strong every day. You just need to keep winning the small battles. Those battles build the unstoppable strength that will carry you to your biggest dreams. Make today your opportunity to build another small win. Choose discipline in a simple action. Celebrate it. Let it empower you to take the next step. With every small victory, your willpower grows. Your future success depends on these choices. Build your willpower one day at a time and watch how far it takes you. Chapter 11. Control your emotions and act with clear intent. Emotions are powerful forces within us. They can inspire, energize, and motivate. But they can also cloud judgment, lead to impulsive decisions, and disrupt our path toward goals. To achieve true discipline, you must learn to control your emotions and act with clear intent. This means not letting feelings dictate your choices, but using them as information while keeping your decisions grounded in purpose. Many people believe that emotions should guide their actions because they feel authentic and immediate. However, emotions are often reactions to situations, not reliable sources of direction. They flare up suddenly and fade quickly. Acting solely on emotion can lead to inconsistent behavior and regret. Discipline is born when you separate your feelings from your decisions and maintain focus on what truly matters. Controlling your emotions doesn't mean suppressing or ignoring them. It means observing them without losing your center. When anger, frustration, or fear arise, acknowledge their presence but do not let them control your actions. This requires mindfulness, a calm awareness of what is happening inside you. Mindfulness creates space between impulse and action. That space allows you to choose intentionally instead of reacting automatically. The first step toward emotional control is recognizing your triggers. Notice what situations, people, or thoughts cause emotional reactions that derail your focus. Awareness is the foundation of change. Without knowing your triggers, you remain vulnerable. Once you identify them, you can prepare strategies to manage your responses. Preparation reduces the power of emotions to hijack your behavior. One effective strategy is to pause before responding. When an intense feeling arises, give yourself a moment, just a breath or two, to assess. This pause disrupts automatic reactions and invites reflection. Ask yourself, what is the best way to respond to this situation? What action aligns with my goals? This brief moment of clarity often prevents regret and guides you toward better choices. Clear intent means acting with purpose. Every action you take should serve a goal or value you hold. When you act with clear intent, your emotions become allies instead of enemies. They provide energy and information, but do not drive you off course. Intent sharpens your focus and helps you avoid distractions caused by fleeting feelings. Building emotional control is a skill that requires practice. You won't master it overnight. There will be times when emotions take over. That is normal. What matters is how you recover. When you lose control, don't judge yourself harshly. Instead, observe what happened, learn from it, and recommit to acting with clarity next time. Growth is a process of trial and correction. Journaling can be a powerful tool for emotional mastery. Writing down your emotional experiences helps you process and understand patterns. It reveals how emotions influence your decisions and where you can improve. Reviewing your journal regularly deepens your self-awareness and supports intentional action. Developing healthy habits supports emotional stability. Physical exercise, adequate sleep, balanced nutrition, and meditation all contribute to a calm mind. When your body is cared for, your emotions are less likely to overwhelm you. Discipline is easier to maintain when you feel physically strong and mentally clear. Surrounding yourself with people who model emotional control helps you grow. Their calm presence and thoughtful actions provide examples to learn from. Positive influences encourage you to rise above emotional turbulence. Avoid relationships that feed drama or impulsivity, as they weaken your ability to act with intent. Emotional control also means managing expectations. Life will challenge you. Setbacks will occur. People will disappoint. When your expectations are realistic, you reduce frustration and disappointment. This steadiness allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Practice empathy, understanding your own emotions and those of others, without letting emotions dominate your decisions. Empathy helps you connect without losing yourself. It guides respectful communication and problem solving. Acting with clear intent includes considering others' feelings while staying true to your purpose. Use affirmations to strengthen your resolve. Remind yourself that you are in control of your actions. Repeat statements that reinforce calm, focus, and purposeful behavior. Affirmations help reprogram your mind to choose discipline over emotional reactivity. When facing difficult emotions, channel their energy into productive actions. For example, transform frustration into focused effort. Turn anxiety into preparation. This redirection converts emotional intensity into fuel for progress, rather than distraction. Celebrate moments when you act with clarity despite strong emotions. These victories build confidence and reinforce your ability to maintain control. Over time, acting with clear intent becomes your default mode, not a struggle. Remember that emotions are temporary states. They do not define you or your journey. Your commitment to your goals and values is permanent. Let that commitment guide your actions no matter how you feel momentarily. By mastering emotional control and acting with clear intent, you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of your feelings and become the author of your life. Your decisions align with your highest purpose, and your actions lead steadily towards success. Every choice to act intentionally strengthens your discipline. Every moment of calm amidst emotion builds resilience. This practice will carry you through challenges, improve your relationships, and deepen your self-respect. You are not your emotions, but the one who observes and directs them. Use this awareness to navigate life with wisdom and strength. Your ability to control emotions and act with clear intent is a cornerstone of lasting achievement and inner peace. Chapter 12. Push through resistance and never escape discomfort. Resistance and discomfort are inevitable parts of any meaningful journey. They show up as obstacles, doubts, physical strain, and mental fatigue. Many avoid them, seeking comfort and ease instead. But success requires pushing through resistance and refusing to escape discomfort. Growth happens on the other side of struggle. When you lean into difficulty rather than avoid it, you build strength, resilience, and character that no shortcut can provide. Resistance comes in many forms. Sometimes it is external, like distractions, criticism, or lack of support. Other times it is internal, the voice of fear, the urge to quit, or the temptation to procrastinate. This resistance signals that you are stepping beyond your current limits. It challenges your commitment and tests your willpower. Facing resistance is proof you are moving forward. Avoiding it means remaining stuck. Discomfort is the physical and emotional sensation that accompanies resistance. It feels unpleasant. It makes you want to stop or change course. But discomfort is not a sign of failure. It is a signal that you are growing. When your muscles burn during exercise, they become stronger after rest. When your mind feels tired from focus, it becomes sharper after recovery. Discomfort is the natural byproduct of progress. Escaping discomfort is the most common reason people fail to reach their goals. The world offers endless opportunities for distraction and avoidance. It is easy to choose short-term relief over long-term gain, but comfort is a trap disguised as a reward. It teaches your mind to value ease more than effort, and that mindset keeps you trapped in a cycle of underachievement. To push through resistance, you must develop a mindset that embraces discomfort as necessary and valuable. This means reinterpreting your experience. Instead of seeing pain or struggle as a threat, view it as a teacher. Every challenge reveals areas where you can improve. Every moment of discomfort builds your capacity for future success. Begin by accepting that discomfort is part of the process. When you anticipate challenges, you reduce their power to surprise or derail you. Preparing mentally for struggle gives you strength to face it calmly. When discomfort comes, remind yourself that it is temporary and purposeful. This perspective transforms hardship into opportunity. Break your challenges into manageable steps. Large obstacles can feel overwhelming, causing resistance to grow, but when you divide them into smaller parts, each step becomes achievable. Completing these steps builds momentum and confidence. Momentum helps you continue when resistance tries to slow you down. Focus on your why. Your deeper purpose provides motivation to endure discomfort. When your reason is strong, resistance loses its grip. Reflect regularly on why you started. Connect with your vision and values. This connection fuels persistence when the going gets tough. Develop routines that make pushing through resistance habitual. Habits reduce the mental energy needed to act. When you train yourself to show up daily, regardless of how you feel, you build automatic strength. Over time, this consistency makes discomfort less daunting because you know you can handle it. Use positive self-talk to combat the voice of resistance. Your internal dialogue shapes your experience. Replace excuses and doubts with affirmations of your capability and determination. Words like "I am strong," "I can endure," and "this challenge is temporary" reinforce resilience. Speaking to yourself with kindness and firmness strengthens your resolve. Learn to differentiate between necessary discomfort and harmful pain. Physical injury or mental breakdowns are signals to pause and care for yourself. Pushing through responsibly means respecting your limits without giving in to weakness. Balance hard work with rest to avoid burnout. This balance ensures longevity in your efforts. Surround yourself with others who push through their own resistance. Community provides support, accountability, and encouragement. Seeing others persevere inspires you to do the same. Share your struggles and victories with people who understand the value of discomfort. Their perspective helps you stay committed. Celebrate your ability to endure resistance. Every time you choose discomfort over escape, you strengthen your discipline. Recognize these moments as victories, no matter how small. Acknowledge that enduring hardship today builds the foundation for your success tomorrow. Understand that resistance will not disappear. It will return in new forms as you grow, but your response to it can improve. Each time you push through, you increase your capacity. Resistance becomes less intimidating because you know you can face it. This growth creates a cycle of continuous improvement. In moments when resistance feels overwhelming, focus on action rather than emotion. Don't wait for courage or motivation to appear. Begin with one small step. Movement creates momentum. Taking action despite discomfort breaks the cycle of avoidance and builds confidence. Keep your goals visible and tangible. Visual reminders reinforce your commitment and provide clarity during challenging times. Whether written goals, vision boards, or daily affirmations, these anchors pull you forward when resistance rises. Remember that success is rarely a straight path. It includes setbacks, detours, and slow progress. Pushing through resistance means accepting this reality and continuing anyway. Persistence trumps speed. Consistent effort under pressure is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. When discomfort triggers doubt, question the source. Is it fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of change? Identifying the root helps you address it directly rather than reacting instinctively. Fear loses power when faced with awareness and reason. Practice gratitude for the resistance you face. It means you are growing beyond your comfort zone. This shift in mindset transforms challenges into blessings. You become grateful for the chance to improve yourself and your life. Building strength through discomfort is a lifelong practice. It requires daily commitment and courage. The benefits extend beyond achieving goals. They transform your character. You become a person who thrives in adversity. You become unstoppable. Resisting the urge to escape discomfort shapes your identity. You prove to yourself that you are not ruled by comfort but by purpose. This identity fuels further discipline and achievement. It creates a life of meaning and fulfillment. Ultimately, pushing through resistance is about mastering yourself. It is about choosing long-term growth over immediate ease. It is about accepting that discomfort is the path to strength. Every step you take through challenge strengthens your will and moves you closer to your goals. Commit to facing resistance head-on. Reject the temptation to avoid difficulty. Embrace discomfort as your ally. This decision changes everything. It turns struggle into progress and pain into power. It leads you to a life defined not by fear or avoidance, but by courage and relentless pursuit of excellence. Chapter 13. Prioritize your health to stay strong and focused. Your health is the foundation upon which every goal is built. Without it, even the strongest plans falter and the clearest focus fades. Prioritizing your health is not a luxury. It is an essential discipline that keeps your mind sharp, your body energized, and your spirit resilient. When you invest in your health, you equip yourself to face challenges with strength and clarity, making every other effort more effective. Physical well-being affects every aspect of life. When you nourish your body with wholesome food, you provide the fuel it needs to perform at its best. Processed or sugary foods might offer quick satisfaction, but drain your energy over time. Choosing balanced meals rich in nutrients supports sustained focus and stamina. It's a simple but powerful decision. Treat your body as an asset, not a machine to be pushed beyond limits without care. Exercise is another vital pillar of health. Movement enhances blood flow, improves mood, and strengthens muscles and joints. Regular physical activity sharpens mental function and reduces stress. It doesn't require intense workouts. Consistent, moderate exercise like walking, stretching, or lightweight training creates lasting benefits. When you move your body daily, you build resilience that carries you through both physical and mental challenges. Sleep is often overlooked yet crucial. Quality rest restores energy, consolidates memory, and regulates emotions. Without enough sleep, concentration deteriorates and decision-making suffers. Prioritizing a consistent sleep schedule and creating a restful environment reinforces your discipline. Avoid screens before bedtime, reduce noise and light, and wind down with calming routines. Sleep is not wasted time, it is preparation for productive days. Hydration impacts brain and body function. Dehydration can cause fatigue, headaches, and difficulty focusing. Drinking enough water daily is a simple habit that profoundly affects performance. Keep water accessible and make it a habit to sip regularly throughout the day. Hydrating well keeps your body balanced and your mind alert. Mental health deserves equal attention. Managing stress through mindfulness, meditation, or quiet reflection nurtures emotional stability. When you care for your mental well-being, you improve your capacity to handle pressure and maintain motivation. Emotional resilience supports discipline by reducing impulsive reactions and enhancing clarity. Regular medical checkups and preventive care safeguard your health. Early detection of potential issues allows for timely intervention. Taking responsibility for your health means staying informed and proactive. It shows respect for the gift of your body and mind. Your environment influences your health. Surround yourself with spaces that encourage well-being. Clean, organized, and calming settings reduce mental clutter and promote relaxation. Minimize exposure to harmful substances like excessive noise, pollution, or toxins. A healthy environment supports your physical and mental state. Balancing work and rest prevents burnout. Intense effort requires regular recovery to maintain performance. Schedule breaks, leisure activities, and time with loved ones. Rest replenishes your energy and creativity. Discipline includes knowing when to pause. Avoid harmful habits such as smoking, excessive drinking, or sedentary behavior. These weaken your body and cloud your mind. Discipline means saying no to what diminishes your potential and yes to what strengthens it. Nutrition, exercise, rest, and mental care work together to create a cycle of well-being. Improving one area often benefits others. For example, Better sleep boosts energy for exercise, which enhances mood and focus. Prioritize health holistically to maximize your strength. When your health is strong, your mind is clearer, you make better decisions, manage time well, and sustain effort. Physical vitality supports emotional balance and mental agility. This synergy amplifies your discipline. Recognize that investing in your health is investing in your future. Short-term sacrifices, like choosing nutritious meals over convenience or getting up early to exercise, pay dividends in productivity and resilience. Viewing health as a strategic asset transforms daily choices into purposeful actions. Set realistic goals for your health and track progress. Whether it's drinking more water, increasing daily steps, or improving sleep habits, measurable goals create accountability. Celebrate improvements and adjust as needed. Small wins build momentum toward lasting change. Educate yourself about your body's needs and signals. Understanding how nutrition, activity, and rest affect you personally enhances your ability to make informed choices. Listen to your body's feedback and respond wisely. Discipline in health is an act of self-respect. It reflects your commitment to your goals and your willingness to support yourself fully. When you prioritize health, you honor your potential and enable consistent progress. Make health a daily habit, not an occasional effort. Consistency in caring for your body and mind creates a strong foundation that sustains every area of your life. This foundation allows you to push through challenges and maintain focus with greater ease. By treating your health as a priority, you create a powerful edge in your pursuit of success. Your body and mind become reliable allies instead of obstacles. This strength fuels your discipline, sharpens your focus, and keeps you moving forward with confidence. Remember, every choice you make about your health either supports or hinders your progress. Choose wisely. Your goals depend on it. Your life depends on it. Your discipline depends on it. Chapter 14. Stick to your commitments, especially when it's hard. Sticking to your commitments when things get tough is what separates those who reach their goals from those who give up. Commitment is more than just a promise. It is a deliberate choice to follow through, regardless of difficulty. Challenges are inevitable, but your dedication to your word determines your success. Staying true to commitments builds trust with yourself and others, strengthens your character, and creates momentum that propels you forward. When you face hardship, your initial motivation often fades. This is the moment that tests your resolve. Choosing to continue despite discomfort reveals the depth of your discipline. The difference between quitting and persisting lies in your willingness to endure temporary pain for lasting gain. Every time you hold on through difficulty, you reinforce your ability to handle future obstacles. One reason people struggle to keep commitments is the lure of immediate comfort. It is natural to want to avoid discomfort or frustration, but comfort is often the enemy of progress. Succumbing to it means sacrificing your long-term vision for short-term ease. Commitment requires prioritizing what matters most, even when the price is high. Clarity about why you made a commitment helps you persevere. When your purpose is clear, it serves as a compass during storms. Reflect on the reasons behind your goals. Connect with the values and dreams that fuel your efforts. This connection provides the emotional strength to stay the course. Develop a plan that anticipates obstacles. Hardship often arrives unexpectedly. Preparing strategies to handle setbacks reduces the chance of breaking commitments. Plan how to manage stress, time constraints, or unexpected changes. Being proactive increases your confidence and resilience. Break your commitments into smaller steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming and discouraging when progress slows. Smaller, manageable actions make it easier to keep moving forward. Each step completed is proof of your dedication and builds momentum. This incremental approach transforms commitment from a burden into a series of achievable challenges. Keep a record of your commitments and progress. Writing down your promises creates accountability. Reviewing your achievements reminds you of your capability and encourages consistency. When you see how far you have come, it becomes harder to quit. Surround yourself with people who support your commitments. Positive influences provide encouragement, guidance, and accountability. Sharing your goals with others makes your commitments more real and increases the likelihood you will stick to them. Avoid environments or relationships that undermine your dedication. Accept that setbacks will happen. Mistakes or failures do not mean your commitment is broken. What matters is how you respond. Use setbacks as learning opportunities rather than reasons to quit. Adjust your approach and keep moving forward. This mindset fosters resilience. Practice self-compassion when sticking to commitments feels difficult. Avoid harsh self-judgment or negative self-talk. Treat yourself as you would a friend facing challenges. Encouragement and kindness fuel persistence better than criticism. Compassion helps you maintain motivation during hard times. Visualize the benefits of fulfilling your commitments. Picture the positive outcomes, the growth, and the sense of accomplishment. Visualization reinforces your determination by creating an emotional connection to success. It helps keep your focus on what you will gain rather than what you endure. Create rituals that support your commitments. Consistent routines reduce decision fatigue and increase reliability. When your commitment is woven into your daily habits, it becomes automatic. This makes it easier to maintain effort, even when motivation wanes. Use reminders and cues to stay on track. Set alarms, post notes, or use apps to prompt action. External prompts help overcome forgetfulness or distraction. They keep your commitments at the forefront of your mind. Be honest with yourself about your limits. Commitment is about persistence, not pushing beyond healthy boundaries. Recognize when you need rest or adjustment. Sticking to commitments requires balance between effort and self-care. Celebrate milestones and progress. Recognizing success reinforces commitment by rewarding effort. Acknowledging small victories boosts confidence and inspires continued effort. Celebration creates positive associations with discipline. Remember that your commitments define who you are. Following through shapes your identity and self-respect. Each fulfilled promise strengthens your belief in yourself. This self-trust is essential for lasting discipline and success. When temptation to quit arises, remind yourself of the bigger picture. Short-term discomfort is temporary, but giving up creates lasting regret. Focus on the legacy you want to build and the person you want to become. This perspective fuels perseverance. Develop mental toughness by embracing discomfort as part of the process. Commitments often require sacrifices and challenges. Viewing hardship as growth builds strength and endurance. Mental toughness empowers you to keep going when others stop. Practice gratitude for the opportunity to pursue your commitments. Gratitude shifts focus from difficulty to possibility. Appreciating the chance to improve motivates continued effort. Stay flexible and open to change while honoring your commitments. Sometimes the path requires adjustment. Adapting strategies without abandoning goals shows true dedication. Keep your commitments private if public pressure undermines you. Sometimes internal motivation is stronger without outside influence. Choose the environment that best supports your persistence. Reflect regularly on your commitments to renew your motivation. Checking in with yourself helps maintain clarity and purpose. This habit prevents drifting away from your goals. In the end, sticking to commitments when it's hard builds unstoppable discipline. It proves your strength and shapes your destiny. This habit separates those who dream from those who achieve. Choose today to honor your word, no matter the challenge. This decision moves you closer to your highest potential. Your future self will thank you for the discipline you practice now. Chapter 15. Surround yourself with people who practice discipline. The company you keep shapes the person you become. Surrounding yourself with people who practice discipline creates an environment that nurtures your growth and fuels your commitment. Discipline is contagious. When you spend time with individuals who honor their commitments, manage their time well, and persist through challenges, you absorb those qualities naturally. This influence strengthens your own ability to stay focused and act intentionally. People who live with discipline bring structure and clarity to their lives. Being around them helps you see the value of routines, consistency, and self-control in real terms. Their habits provide a model to emulate and inspire you to raise your standards. Observing their dedication encourages you to mirror their behavior rather than fall into excuses or complacency. The energy of disciplined people is different. They carry a quiet confidence born from fulfilling promises and overcoming obstacles. This confidence creates a positive atmosphere that motivates rather than drains. When you spend time with such individuals, you experience a boost in your own motivation and mindset. Their resilience and calm persistence become a steadying force in your journey. Accountability is another gift that disciplined company offers. Friends or colleagues who practice self-control hold themselves and others responsible. They encourage honest reflection on progress and setbacks. This accountability helps you avoid slipping into procrastination or distraction. Knowing that others expect you to follow through increases your commitment. Conversely, spending time with undisciplined individuals can hinder progress. Negative influences may promote poor habits, distraction, or complacency. They can drain your energy and weaken your resolve. Recognizing toxic or unproductive relationships is essential to protect your discipline. Sometimes, this means setting boundaries or distancing yourself from people who undermine your goals. Surrounding yourself with disciplined people also expands your support network. These individuals offer advice, share resources, and provide encouragement. When challenges arise, having people who understand the value of persistence and self-control makes problem-solving easier. Their experience and wisdom become assets you can rely on. Engage actively with disciplined communities, whether in person or online. Joining groups with shared values creates opportunities for growth. Discussions, challenges, and shared successes reinforce discipline. Being part of a community normalizes the struggles and achievements, reducing feelings of isolation. Learn from the habits and routines of those around you. Notice how they prioritize tasks, manage distractions, and maintain focus. Ask questions about their strategies and mindset. Applying these insights to your own life accelerates your progress. Discipline is not just innate, it is a learned skill refined through observation and practice. Emulate not only actions but attitudes. Disciplined people often display patience, humility, and perseverance. They accept setbacks without giving up and maintain steady effort. Adopting these mental attitudes strengthens your character and sustains your efforts. Support others in their discipline journey. Encouraging friends or colleagues to stay committed creates reciprocal motivation. Accountability relationships where you check in on each other's goals build shared discipline. This mutual support fosters deeper connection and collective progress. Recognize the impact of your social circle on your emotional well-being. Positive, disciplined relationships reduce stress and promote optimism. They create a mindset geared toward growth and resilience. Emotional health is foundational for maintaining self-discipline over time. Evaluate your current relationships honestly. Identify which connections uplift and which drain your energy or focus. Take intentional steps to cultivate disciplined relationships and reduce exposure to negative influences. This may require difficult decisions, but is vital for sustained success. Invest time in building new relationships aligned with your values. Attend workshops, seminars, or events where disciplined people gather. Volunteer for projects that require commitment and reliability. These environments foster connections that reinforce your goals. Practice vulnerability and openness with disciplined peers. Sharing struggles and successes builds trust and deepens relationships. Honest communication creates a safe space for growth and accountability. This openness encourages continual self-improvement. Maintain boundaries that protect your discipline. Even within supportive relationships, it's important to manage distractions and avoid enabling poor habits. Communicate your needs clearly and respectfully. Boundaries preserve your focus and reinforce your commitment. Celebrate the achievements of those around you. Recognizing others' discipline inspires gratitude and motivation. It strengthens the culture of commitment within your circle. Celebrations, no matter how small, encourage ongoing effort and perseverance. Understand that discipline is a lifelong journey. Your social environment plays a dynamic role in this process. As you evolve, your relationships may need to shift to continue supporting your growth. Staying flexible and proactive about your social influences keeps your discipline strong. Surrounding yourself with disciplined people is an investment in yourself. It is a deliberate choice to create an environment where your best self can thrive. This environment reduces resistance, enhances motivation, and sustains your efforts through challenges. Your social circle either fuels your progress or drains it. Choose wisely and cultivate relationships that reflect your highest aspirations. The people you spend time with influence your habits, mindset, and ultimately your destiny. Commit to seeking and nurturing disciplined relationships. Prioritize quality over quantity. Focus on connections that inspire, challenge, and support your commitment to growth. This network becomes a source of strength and accountability. In times of doubt or difficulty, look to your disciplined community for encouragement. Their example and support remind you of what is possible. Together you create momentum that carries each member forward. Ultimately, surrounding yourself with disciplined people amplifies your ability to live intentionally. It creates a feedback loop of motivation, accountability, and growth. This powerful influence transforms your journey from isolation and struggle into one of connection and success. Chapter 16. Review your goals every day without exception. Reviewing your goals every day without exception is one of the most powerful habits you can develop to achieve lasting success. This practice keeps your purpose clear and your focus sharp, allowing you to navigate challenges and distractions with unwavering determination. When goals become a daily priority, they embed themselves deeply into your mindset, guiding your choices and actions consistently. Making goal review a non-negotiable part of your routine aligns your daily activities with your larger vision. It prevents drift and complacency, ensuring that each day contributes meaningfully to your progress. Skipping this step even once opens the door to distraction and loss of direction. The discipline to revisit your goals daily keeps you accountable to yourself and the future you want to create. Daily review also fuels motivation. When you regularly remind yourself why your goals matter, you connect emotionally with your purpose. This connection sparks energy and commitment, even on days when enthusiasm wanes. Repetition reinforces your belief that your objectives are achievable and worth the effort. Seeing your goals each day strengthens the mental image of success. The process does not have to be complicated or time-consuming. A few focused minutes every morning or evening can suffice. Writing your goals down or reading them aloud makes the experience more tangible. Visualization during review enhances clarity and emotional investment. The more vivid your mental picture of success, the more it drives your behavior. Reviewing goals daily encourages reflection. You can assess your progress, identify obstacles, and adjust your strategies. This ongoing evaluation keeps you agile and proactive. It transforms goal setting from a one-time event into a dynamic process that evolves with your growth. Adaptation is key to overcoming challenges and maintaining momentum. When you face setbacks or distractions, daily review serves as a compass that recenters your attention. It reminds you of what matters most and what you are working to achieve. This recalibration prevents discouragement and keeps you moving forward despite difficulties. Consistent review strengthens resilience by renewing your focus regularly. The habit also builds self-discipline. It trains your mind to prioritize what is important over what is convenient. Making time for goal review each day requires commitment and intentionality. This commitment spills over into other areas, enhancing your overall ability to follow through and maintain focus. Incorporating goal review into a morning routine sets a positive tone for the day. Starting with clear intentions directs your energy toward meaningful action. Alternatively, reviewing goals in the evening allows you to reflect on the day's accomplishments and plan for the next steps. Both approaches create a continuous feedback loop of progress. Use goal review as a moment to celebrate small wins. Acknowledging incremental progress builds confidence and motivation. Recognizing your achievements, no matter how minor, reinforces the belief that success is within reach. This positive reinforcement helps sustain effort over time. Daily review also aids in prioritization. When you keep your goals front and center, you become better at deciding where to invest your time and energy. It sharpens your ability to say no to distractions and yes to activities that align with your objectives. This clarity reduces wasted effort and increases productivity. Maintaining a written or digital log of your goals and progress enhances the review process. It provides a tangible record of your journey and helps track growth over time. Reviewing past entries reveals patterns and insights that inform better decision-making. This documentation supports accountability and self-awareness. When reviewing goals, ask yourself critical questions. Are your actions today moving you closer to your objectives? What challenges did you encounter, and how can you address them? What adjustments are needed to stay on track? These reflective questions deepen your engagement and promote continuous improvement. Avoid vague or overly broad goals during your review. Specific, measurable, and time-bound goals provide clear direction. They make it easier to assess progress and identify next steps. Precision in goal setting enhances the effectiveness of daily review. If motivation is low, remind yourself of the consequences of inaction. Visualize the regret or missed opportunities that come from neglecting your goals. This reality check can reignite commitment and urgency. Sometimes confronting the cost of giving up is the push needed to persist. Combine goal review with affirmations to strengthen belief in your capabilities. Positive statements such as "I am capable," "I am committed," and "I can overcome challenges" build mental resilience. This combination fosters a mindset geared towards success and persistence. Use technology wisely to support your habit. Calendar reminders, goal tracking apps, or alarms can prompt regular review. These tools make consistency easier and reduce the risk of forgetting or skipping the practice. Automation reinforces discipline by embedding goal review into your daily rhythm. Be patient and persistent with this habit. It may feel repetitive or mundane at first, but its impact compounds over time. The cumulative effect of daily review shapes your identity as someone who is focused, intentional, and committed. This identity becomes the foundation of lasting achievement. Recognize that goals evolve. Regular review provides opportunities to refine, expand, or reprioritize objectives as circumstances change. Staying flexible while maintaining commitment ensures that your goals remain relevant and motivating. This adaptability sustains long-term engagement. Share your goals with trusted individuals for added accountability. Discussing your objectives regularly invites support and encouragement. It creates external reminders that complement your internal review. Accountability partners help maintain momentum and provide perspective. Practice mindfulness during goal review. Be fully present and engaged rather than rushing through the process. Mindful reflection deepens understanding and emotional connection. This focus transforms goal review from a task into a powerful catalyst for growth. Avoid overwhelming yourself by limiting the number of goals you review each day. Prioritize the most important or urgent objectives. Concentrating on a few key goals prevents burnout and maintains clarity. Quality over quantity enhances effectiveness. Celebrate the discipline of daily review itself. Recognize that committing to this habit builds strength and focus beyond your specific goals. This meta-discipline empowers you to tackle new challenges with confidence. In conclusion, daily goal review is a simple yet transformative practice. It keeps your purpose clear, your motivation strong, and your actions aligned. By making this habit non-negotiable, you build a foundation for consistent progress and lasting success. The act of daily reflection turns your goals from abstract ideas into concrete realities. It creates a powerful cycle of intention, action, and growth that propels you steadily toward your highest potential. Chapter 17. Cut out habits that steal your energy fast. Certain habits drain energy quickly and silently sabotage progress. Identifying and eliminating these energy-stealing habits is crucial to maintaining discipline and achieving your goals. Energy is a finite resource that powers focus, creativity, and persistence. When wasted on harmful behaviors or distractions, your ability to perform at your best diminishes sharply. Taking control of your habits means protecting this vital fuel for success. Start by observing daily routines closely. Notice moments when energy dips unexpectedly or motivation fades. These signals often point to habits that deplete your strength. Awareness is the first step to change. Without recognizing what drains you, it's impossible to cut out those habits effectively. Common energy thieves include excessive screen time, especially mindless scrolling on social media or consuming negative content. These activities fragment attention and induce mental fatigue. Replacing passive consumption with purposeful tasks conserves energy and sharpens focus. Poor sleep habits also steal energy. Staying up late, irregular sleep schedules, or using electronics before bed disrupt rest. Without restorative sleep, both body and mind function at reduced capacity. Prioritizing quality sleep restores energy and enhances discipline. Unhealthy eating patterns sap vitality quickly. Consuming excessive sugar, processed foods, or irregular meals causes energy crashes. Balanced nutrition stabilizes blood sugar and sustains steady energy throughout the day. Choose whole foods and regular meals to avoid spikes and drops. Procrastination is another stealthy energy drainer. Delaying important tasks builds stress and mental clutter, which exhausts focus and motivation. Breaking work into manageable parts and taking immediate action preserves energy by reducing anxiety and overwhelm. Multitasking fragments attention and leads to rapid fatigue. Constantly switching between tasks wastes mental energy and reduces efficiency. Focusing on one task at a time maximizes energy use and improves quality of work. Negative self-talk and worry consume emotional energy. Internal criticism and rumination deplete mental reserves needed for productive effort. Cultivating positive self-talk and practicing mindfulness conserve emotional strength and increase resilience. Lack of physical activity leads to sluggishness and low stamina. Movement boosts circulation, oxygen delivery and mood. Incorporating regular exercise energizes the body and clears the mind, preventing energy depletion. Disorganized environments cause distraction and mental clutter that drain energy. Messy spaces force the brain to work harder to find focus. Maintaining a clean and orderly environment reduces cognitive load and preserves mental energy. Overcommitting to obligations creates stress and exhaustion. Saying yes to too many requests leaves little time for recovery or focused work. Learning to say no protects your energy for what truly matters. Avoiding confrontation or important decisions leads to prolonged stress and energy drain. Facing issues directly and resolving them quickly frees mental space and conserves energy. Habitual late arrivals or poor time management increase stress and reduce available energy. Punctuality and planning prevent unnecessary tension and wasted effort. Negative relationships with toxic or draining people consume emotional energy. Surrounding yourself with supportive and disciplined individuals protects your reserves. Excessive caffeine or stimulant use leads to energy crashes and dependency. Moderation ensures stable energy levels without harmful spikes and drops. Ignoring breaks or overworking leads to burnout. Scheduling regular pauses replenishes energy and maintains sustained performance. Habitual complaining or focusing on problems without seeking solutions wastes emotional energy. Shifting toward proactive problem-solving preserves strength and momentum. Constant exposure to noise or overstimulation drains focus and energy. Creating quiet and calm spaces allows mental recharge. Skipping hydration causes fatigue and impairs cognitive function. Drinking sufficient water supports energy production and mental clarity. Habitually neglecting self-care rituals weakens overall energy. Prioritizing relaxation, hobbies and social connection restores vitality. Replace energy-draining habits with intentional, energizing routines. Substitute scrolling with reading or creative work. Swap sugary snacks for nuts or fruit. Trade procrastination for immediate small actions. Track your energy levels throughout the day to identify patterns. Adjust habits accordingly to sustain optimal performance. Commit to cutting out one energy thief at a time. Gradual change is more sustainable and prevents overwhelm. Recognize the compounding effect of multiple small habits. Eliminating several minor drains significantly boosts overall energy. Practice self-discipline by consistently choosing actions that replenish rather than deplete energy. This conscious control strengthens your willpower and productivity. Understand that protecting your energy is essential for discipline itself. Without sufficient energy, consistency and focus deteriorate rapidly. Make your environment a sanctuary for energy preservation. Remove temptations and distractions that lead to harmful habits. Educate yourself about how habits impact energy through reliable sources. Knowledge empowers better decision-making. Regularly reflect on the relationship between your habits and your progress. Adjust as necessary to optimize energy use. Be patient and forgiving during this process. Changing habits takes time and persistence. Celebrate improvements in energy and productivity as motivation to continue. Cutting out energy-stealing habits is a powerful step toward mastering discipline and achieving your goals. It frees up vital resources for meaningful effort and growth. Prioritize this work to sustain your momentum and build lasting success. Chapter 18. Master your mornings to dominate your life. The way you start your morning sets the tone for the entire day. Mastering your mornings means taking control of those first crucial hours so that you enter the rest of your day with clarity, purpose, and energy. This practice is not about rushing or forcing productivity, but about creating a calm, deliberate routine that supports your goals and builds discipline. Waking up early gives you a head start. It provides quiet time free from distractions where your mind can focus fully. This early period is your chance to set intentions and prepare mentally for the challenges ahead. It's a gift of uninterrupted space to align your actions with your ambitions. Begin your morning with a simple ritual that centers you. Whether it's deep breathing, meditation, or gentle stretching, these moments calm the mind and awaken the body. They help you transition smoothly from sleep to wakefulness and build mental strength. This foundation supports discipline throughout the day. Planning your day in the morning creates structure. Writing down your most important tasks and prioritizing them helps prevent overwhelm. It directs your energy toward what truly matters. Knowing what to focus on removes hesitation and wasted time. A clear plan makes your goals tangible and actionable. Avoid reaching for your phone or checking emails immediately. Diving into notifications scatters attention and triggers reactive habits. Instead, reserve technology for after your morning routine. Protecting your early hours preserves mental clarity and intentionality. Hydration and nutrition in the morning fuel your body and mind. Drinking water after waking replenishes lost fluids and jump-starts metabolism. Eating a balanced breakfast provides steady energy for sustained focus. Neglecting this step leads to fatigue and weakens discipline. Physical movement awakens the body and sharpens concentration. Exercise, even if brief, releases endorphins that boost mood and energy. It enhances blood flow and primes your brain for complex thinking. Making movement part of your morning creates momentum that carries through your day. Use morning affirmations or journaling to reinforce positive mindset. Writing or speaking intentions reminds you of your purpose and values. This practice strengthens belief in your ability to succeed and deepens emotional connection to your goals. Start with tasks that require willpower and focus. Tackling demanding work early leverages your fresh energy and minimizes procrastination. Completing important activities first builds confidence and reduces stress later. Create a morning environment that supports discipline. Keep your space tidy and organized so distractions are minimized. Use lighting and scents that promote alertness and calm. Designing your surroundings enhances your ability to maintain focus and intention. Consistency is key to mastering mornings. Following the same routine daily trains your mind and body to expect productivity and calm. This regularity reduces decision fatigue and strengthens discipline habits. Over time, your morning routine becomes automatic and effortless. Anticipate and prepare for obstacles that may disrupt your morning. Identify common challenges like snoozing the alarm or rushing. Develop strategies such as placing your alarm clock away from the bed or laying out clothes the night before. Proactive planning ensures your routine is resilient. Reflect on the impact of your morning routine regularly. Assess how it influences your energy, mood, and productivity. Adjust elements that don't serve you and reinforce what works well. Continuous refinement keeps your routine aligned with evolving goals. Incorporate learning into your mornings. Reading, listening to podcasts, or reviewing affirmations expand your knowledge and inspire growth. Starting the day with growth activities nurtures discipline and curiosity. Limit decisions in the morning by preparing the night before. Planning meals, setting priorities, and organizing essentials frees mental space. This simplification conserves willpower and reduces stress. Recognize the emotional benefits of a mastered morning. It fosters a sense of control and accomplishment that boosts confidence. Entering your day with calm and purpose reduces anxiety and enhances resilience. Avoid comparing your routine to others. Focus on creating a morning that suits your goals and personality. Personalization increases the likelihood of sticking with the habit long term. Use your morning to set boundaries for the day. Decide which distractions or commitments you will refuse. This proactive stance protects your focus and energy. Celebrate small wins in your morning practice. Every successful day builds momentum and reinforces your identity as a disciplined person. Remember that mastering mornings is a journey, not a quick fix. It requires patience, experimentation, and persistence. Progress may be gradual, but its cumulative impact is profound. Mastering your mornings means owning your time and mindset from the moment you wake up. It transforms your entire day by embedding discipline, focus, and intention early on. This habit creates a ripple effect that strengthens your resilience, productivity, and success over time. Commit to this daily practice and watch how it reshapes your life. With a mastered morning, you dominate your day, your goals, and ultimately your destiny. Chapter 19. Speak less and act more with full discipline. Discipline grows strongest when words give way to action. Speaking less and doing more is a powerful way to focus your energy on results rather than distractions. Words alone carry little weight without follow-through. When you learn to control your speech and prioritize meaningful action, your efforts become far more effective and impactful. Talking excessively often leads to wasted time and diluted focus. Conversations can become excuses to delay work or avoid discomfort. Excessive explanation or justification consumes energy better spent on progress. By reducing unnecessary talk, you conserve mental and emotional resources for disciplined effort. When you speak less, you listen more. This shift sharpens awareness and understanding. Listening reveals opportunities, feedback, and insights you might otherwise miss. It deepens relationships and builds trust, creating a foundation for collaboration and support in your goals. Less speaking also means fewer promises made casually or without intent. Every commitment carries weight and requires energy to fulfill. Avoiding idle promises prevents overextension and protects your integrity. This careful use of words strengthens your reputation as someone reliable and focused. Acting more demonstrates genuine commitment. Actions prove intention and build momentum. Even small, consistent steps add up to significant progress. Focusing on doing rather than talking prevents stagnation and reinforces discipline through tangible results. Discipline requires persistent effort, often without immediate recognition. Speaking less avoids the trap of seeking external validation through words. Instead, results become your voice. This approach cultivates humility and resilience, necessary traits for long-term success. Develop a habit of silent planning before speaking. Think through what you want to communicate and why. If your words do not serve a clear purpose, consider withholding them. This practice prevents distraction and centers your energy on action. Use words strategically to inspire, clarify, or seek help when needed. Effective communication supports discipline by removing obstacles and building alignment, but avoid conversations that lead to excuses, complaints, or distraction. Replace habitual talking with focused work sessions. Set specific time blocks dedicated solely to action. During these periods, silence external distractions and internal chatter. This disciplined practice trains your mind to prioritize doing and strengthen concentration. Monitor your speech patterns honestly. Notice when talking becomes a way to avoid effort or discomfort. Awareness enables intentional change and deeper self-control. Embrace discomfort that arises from less talking. Silence can feel uneasy, but provides space for reflection and focus. Over time, this discomfort diminishes and is replaced by clarity and purpose. Recognize the power of leading by example. When you act decisively and consistently, others notice and respect your discipline. This influence often speaks louder than any words could. Be mindful of social media use, where excessive talking or posting can fragment attention. Limit online communication to purposeful exchanges that support your goals. Avoid digital noise that drains energy and distracts from action. Practice daily reflection on your balance between words and deeds. Adjust your behavior to align more with action-oriented discipline. This self-awareness promotes continuous growth. Use silence as a tool to strengthen resolve. Pausing before speaking gives you time to choose responses aligned with your purpose. This restraint builds emotional intelligence and intentionality. Avoid engaging in gossip or negative talk that drains focus and energy. Speak positively and constructively, reinforcing your disciplined mindset. Celebrate progress made through quiet effort. Recognize that disciplined action builds a solid foundation for lasting success. Understand that disciplined people inspire trust through reliability, not rhetoric. Cultivate this trust by letting your work speak on your behalf. Stay consistent with this practice even when challenged by external pressure to explain or defend yourself. Confidence in your actions strengthens discipline and self-respect. Develop mental toughness by valuing action over applause. Internal satisfaction from doing outweighs external approval gained through talking. Surround yourself with individuals who respect and practice this balance. Their example and support reinforce your commitment. Remember that mastering the art of speaking less and acting more accelerates your journey toward your goals. It cultivates focus, integrity, and momentum that words alone cannot achieve. Commit fully to this principle and witness how your discipline deepens, your influence grows, and your results multiply. Chapter 20. Live every day as proof of your discipline. Discipline is not a distant ideal or occasional effort. It is a daily commitment that shows itself in the smallest decisions and actions. Living every day as proof of your discipline means your choices consistently reflect your values and goals. This consistency creates an unshakable foundation that supports progress, resilience, and fulfillment. Each day is an opportunity to demonstrate your strength of character. Discipline reveals itself in how you greet challenges, manage time, and control impulses. When you commit fully to living intentionally, your habits and routines become a mirror of your dedication. This daily proof builds confidence and shapes your identity. Living with discipline means waking up with purpose and ending your day with reflection. Starting the day with clear intentions sets a focused direction. Ending it with honest evaluation reinforces accountability. This rhythm transforms discipline from abstract to practical, shaping your life moment by moment. Every action, no matter how small, becomes a testament to your commitment. Choosing work over distraction, health over comfort, or progress over excuses builds this evidence. These repeated decisions accumulate into significant results and a disciplined lifestyle. Facing setbacks and temptations daily tests your resolve. How you respond in those moments is the truest proof of discipline. Resisting the urge to quit or procrastinate strengthens your mental toughness. Overcoming discomfort consistently demonstrates growth and reinforces your ability to persevere. Living your discipline openly inspires others. When your behavior reflects consistency and integrity, it sets a standard for those around you. This influence creates a positive environment that supports collective growth and success. Your daily discipline becomes a protective shield against external chaos. In unpredictable situations, disciplined habits provide stability and clarity. This foundation enables you to navigate stress with composure and purpose. Tracking progress daily reinforces your proof of discipline. Recording accomplishments and challenges keeps you honest and motivated. This documentation serves as a tangible reminder of your journey and a roadmap for improvement. Prioritizing self-care consistently is also proof of discipline. Caring for your mind and body sustains your ability to perform. This balance prevents burnout and maintains long-term effectiveness. Living as proof of discipline means saying no to what undermines your goals without hesitation. Boundaries protect your focus and energy, reinforcing your commitment visibly. Discipline is expressed through time management. Respecting your schedule and honoring commitments daily solidifies your reliability and builds trust with yourself and others. Adopting a mindset of growth and learning each day fuels your discipline. Seeking improvement even in failures shows resilience and dedication to your path. Practicing gratitude regularly enhances your awareness of progress and discipline. Recognizing small victories boosts morale and encourages continued effort. Living each day with discipline requires patience. Results may not always be immediate, but steady action compounds over time. This long-term perspective strengthens your commitment. Your environment reflects your discipline. Keeping your space organized and free of clutter signals control and readiness. This physical order supports mental clarity and consistent action. Discipline is shown in your communication. Speaking truthfully, listening actively, and avoiding gossip demonstrate respect and self-control. These habits enhance relationships and personal integrity. Regularly revisiting your values and goals renews your motivation and ensures alignment. This practice keeps your daily actions meaningful and purposeful. Acknowledging and learning from mistakes daily builds humility and wisdom. This attitude nurtures discipline by promoting honest self-assessment and continuous refinement. Living as proof of discipline means embracing discomfort as a sign of growth. Facing challenges with courage daily strengthens your character and expands your capacity. Celebrate your disciplined days to reinforce positive behavior. Recognizing your efforts fuels motivation and solidifies your identity as a disciplined individual. Discipline creates freedom by empowering you to make conscious choices aligned with your true desires. This freedom enhances satisfaction and success. Trust in the power of daily discipline to transform your life. Consistency in small actions leads to remarkable change over time. Commit to living each day as undeniable evidence of your discipline. This unwavering dedication shapes your future and defines your legacy.